Alright, that's fine. It's a spirit Naga. Or I should say Naga. It's pronounced Naga. It's definitely one of those, I do like how Final Fantasy likes, they take different monsters from different cultures and sort of sew them all together, so you'll get, you know, manticores and, you know, dark knights and unicorns, and then you get some Japanese yokai like, Nagas, and, I don't know if they put too many of them in, actually. They seem to rotate between real life, very strong animals, or give them like a fantasy twist to them. And then, of course, they also include, you know, clans would be one. That seems more like a without me knowing, like a D&D type character. I know the Watchers, the eyeball guys, are D&D type things that they've either tweaked or ripped off. We're gonna kill the lamp and then we're gonna move up the tower. I don't know how long this dungeon is. There's something I do really like about Final Fantasy 1 is that because of the, well, at least I guess until you get overpowered, like, there's no guarantee that you're gonna go into a dungeon and make it out of there. Mainly because the way this game is set up, they have a save system that only activates when you use, well, in this version you can save anytime you're on the world map, but in the original Final Fantasy you had to use a tent, which cost money obviously, in order to save, or cottage, which isn't bad. I mean, particularly the tents are not very expensive at all. So like, oh, it's gonna cost me $100 and some to save, $150 to save, and at the same time I can only do that on the world map. And at the very beginning of the game, you're making enough gil after 1 or 2 battles that you can easily either go back to the original village and heal and still continue to make a profit, or you can buy a tent and, you know, save, you know, that sort of stuff. That's what we want. Try to stay on top of that as best I can. But what I was trying to get at is, when you go into one of the dungeons, there's no guarantee that you're going to get in and out of that dungeon without dying or wiping. I mean, your progress restarts to wherever your last save was. Yeah, so I put the ribbon on top of my white mage's head. We get another ribbon, we'll put it on the black mage as well, because having invincibility to status effects is super great, particularly death. But I believe I already have gloves that basically help to protect. I don't know if they prevent or just protect from instant death. The difference between a death ward and a death proof. You know, death ward basically means that you're taking a percentage chance. You're lowering it either by whatever the percentage is. We'll just say 50% or 20%. From whatever the standard is. So if the standard is 50%, you lower it by 50%. Now it goes from a 50% chance to a 25% chance, or 20% chance, or whatever the total is. But But a proof would be a 100% chance of preventing it from happening. You would have 0.0 chance of doing it. I don't mind having death in a game like this, but you gotta have the ability to counter it in some way, shape, or form. It's optional, obviously the adamantium is optional, but it does allow me to get these... one of the strongest swords in the game. I think there's a stronger weapon hiding in the Chaos Tower, but it can only be wielded by a knight, unfortunately, and that's Excalibur. So you have the knight wield Excalibur, and then you have, you know, either a... I don't think the red mage can wield it, but you have either another warrior or knight rather, or your ninja wield the stronger blade, which is the Masamune. White robe, black robe. Yes, we're gonna murderize everything from here on out. Which I guess is already obvious because with the pickup of Thor's hammer, these guys are basically one-shotting stuff. And the white mage is doing just enough to clean up after the black mage. Alright, up we go. And we're almost at the top, it looks like, but we got a number of places we gotta investigate. For more treasure. More treasure. Okay, I'm not sure which way to go. Ooh, vampire lords. They would be more, it'd be more scary if, they weren't bad against that, like, Daija magic. Or if they had higher defense. You know, because they're undead, they're also bad against fire. So, that's always fun. Skill. Potion. Skill. Protect ring, yeah. Protect rings I already have equipped at my guys. I bought them and equipped them in the other village. But they are the death resistant ring that I basically want to make sure because as you've seen, there's lots of different spells in this game that can create like an instant death state. And because those also target all of your people, well, I imagine it's unlikely, particularly with the mages who probably have higher resistance to it, there is a possibility that you could get wiped by an instant death spell. I have not also run into petrification yet. I don't know if I'm now immune from it because of all of my armor and shit. The different levels of protection, but yeah, petrify is another one you want to kind of try to avoid because not that it can affect every party member immediately to my knowledge in this game. It does give, if they do it to say, you know, player 1, player 2, player 3, you could be wiped if you're not healing the petrification, or if you run into a lot of enemies like a cockatrice, multiple versions of a cockatrice in a battle, and they each choose to try to petrify you, you could easily be wiped in one round. Medusa would be another one. Like if I ran into, say, instead of the one Medusa and these three, whatever these call, whatever you want to call those, call them werewolf, werebears. Tiamat has no weaknesses. Tiamat has no known weaknesses. Okay, I guess that's all that's gonna say. I was kind of hoping, like, you press a button and, like, time it, you know, or you put, like, a stone on top of it and it's like, it's now weak to, I don't know, wind? That would be kind of weird for a dragon to be weak to wind, but I suppose there's stupider things in this world. Or I guess if they were flying, that would make it easier for them to be weak against wind. I don't know if there's a mechanic here that I have to press some of these buttons or not press these buttons or something like that in some order. Dark. Nice try. In some games, darkness carries over. Final Fantasy games we're talking here. Sometimes darkness, like poison, will carry over. In other games, darkness won't carry over. You know, like silence was another one that used to carry over, though I haven't been silenced yet in this game. Poison, silence, darkness. I know in Final Fantasy VII there's one called Small and Toad, which both carry over, but I don't know how common those status effects are. And then there's others too, isn't there? There's like lowers defense, lowers offense. Usually run into a character called a Malbro or something. I always want to call him Marlboro, which is of course a haha funny joke that everyone's made. Four forces of fire, earth, water, and wind appear to be converging a single point in which the center of the four altars must be located at Chaos Shrine. Someone's pulling their magic powers there for some reason. Either that or that's what's supposed to happen once we light all the crystals. Maybe that's what that's supposed to mean instead. That was dumb. At least dealt some damage to me. Oops, I run into another one of those. Pocket shield's pretty good. I equipped that. I cut that out, but I equipped that to my white mage. Basically, it gives them the ability to hold a shield, even though they're not qualified to hold any other shield in this game. And then it of course gives them the ability to randomly block an attack. Nice. Darkness. The darkness, Sora. Coming to take you away. Corrupt your heart into a nobody, heartless. Power, darkness. There's nothing on this floor except for the way up to the top of the tower. Very weird. Guess I'm supposed to wander because I'm not supposed to have this map till I eventually find the way up. Or re-stumble into the way down. Actually, accidentally get myself confused. I wonder if there's anything I can talk about while we go through the rest of this. Went to visit my dad again. He's in good health. As I've said before, I've lived in a bit of an ignorance is bliss sort of world where I don't truly know how bad his situation is. But from everything that I can see with my two little eyes, he looks way better than he did when he was having his problems. And he's been slowly progressing his entire time since he's been home, getting better and better and better. And again, he's a very athletic person, you know, so I imagine that, you know, he'll follow his diet because my mom's going to make him, he's going to follow it anyways, but I'm sure my mom's going to make sure he follows his diet. And he's always been very healthy, so it would not surprise me that my father's heart is very strong, but they're sort of, you know, doing the precaution thing, making sure that he's going through his steps and improving and not getting, you know, not creating a situation where he could have a second heart attack or his heart weakens or whatever you want to call it, you know. I mean, it's, like I said, my grandmother had a stent put in the 90s, and she lived another like 20 years, and it wasn't really the heart that got her. And then, you know, my other grandmother on my other side, she had 2 open heart surgeries. It's sort of her fault because she didn't really follow her diet. And yeah, I mean, even after her second open heart, she lived another 10 years. So, like, probably could have lived into her 90s if she'd wanted to. I don't like these guys, they're mean. Oh, also, as I mentioned earlier about the war mech, this top area, which is basically a straight shot to the boss, you're just gonna follow the hallway straight down to the last boss time at. There is a chance, a very small chance that you can run into a war mech. I think it's a 10 in 1,000 chance. It's a 10 over 1,000 chance that it appears. So it's like a 1 in 100 chance that it appears, which is even worse than the original where it had a 1 in 64 chance of showing up. But I will grind that out off camera because that might take me an additional, you know, 8 hours to, well, maybe not 8 hours. The Lich, Merilith, and the Kraken. You defeated 3 fiends and reached my lofty perch. All the better. May the image of Tiamat, the Fiend of Wind, be the last to burn your eyes. Trying to figure out how I want to start this battle because I'm actually gonna like legit fight him. Yeah, where is it? Where's the Giant's Glove? Right there. Yep, that's gonna make everything. That's gonna basically be the entire my entire strategy for fighting him, which is just gonna be healing my guys, giving them haste, and making them use that whatever that attack was. Another thing that I've recently discovered is that when I try to cast Null Shock or Null Frost, it doesn't seem to want to work on anyone anymore. And I think that's because whatever weapons or armor I have attached to me is already giving me that statistic or that buff. So me trying to cast it on myself is sort of pointless. However, by combining haste with that big attack buff, it's going to make my life very good. Because yeah, 8 attacks, 167. Yeah, now imagine if I was doing twice as many attacks, say 16, using haste. Yeah, that's gonna make shit pop hard. I don't know if that's gonna work on him. I don't know, stop or stun is gonna work on him. I'm pretty sure all the instant kill spells are definitely not. $170 is not bad. Yeah, like warp, kill, they're probably not gonna work on him. You can give it a try, obviously, but like, I can't imagine one of the, like, the 4 fiends could be so easily toppled, particularly in this upgraded version of the game, where they would probably remove any sort of like, oh hey, the programmers didn't intend you to be able to use instant kill on this boss. Or hey, yeah, we think it's kind of broken that you were able to use stop on time it originally, so we took away the ability to do that. So you can't even use, say, blow up. Well, I guess I beat him anyways. Thinking he was gonna have more HP than that. Of course, I said that about the other 3 fiends, didn't I? That I thought they'd have much more HP than they did. Right, we need to go somewhere. Back to where it all began. And yeah. No, yeah, we gotta get Excalibur, I forgot. Plonk. Adamantine. Boots, I'll use this to make you the finest sword you ever wield. 2, 3 hits, and now it's Excalibur. Was it a Tootsie Roll pop? Done it in all my years and never crafted a finer sword. Come on, take her, she's yours. How many licks does it take to get the set of Tootsie Pop? 3. How many whacks does it take to make Excalibur? 3. Ridiculous. Another achievement for getting Excalibur. And then there'll be another achievement for getting the rest of the guys filled out and beating the game. Alright, we're gonna heal up, we're gonna stock up, and then we're gonna go take on the Chaos Shrine. Alright, I'm gonna do all that shit off camera, so until next time, I hope you guys all have a good one.